right. I'll talk about it. Fuck it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Struggle Gamers Podcast, episode 16, where we talk about the latest gaming and pop culture news. I'm Carnage, and these are the homies. We got Kendall.
What up?
For the first time, we got Killer Rex.
What's good?
We got Wody.
What's poppin'? His butt ass in here.
Yeah, his butt ass in here.
I didn't even know he was in here, bro.
We got Jarrell.
Black Lives Matter.
Of course. We got Night Scream in here.
Black lives definitely matter. I second that.
Of course.
Black lives definitely matter. I third that.
All right, and he was the last intro. All right, that's everybody. So y'all want to get right into the FGC problems and the Evo joints?
My name's Mike.
That's
I really don't.
Now, we got some people
Mikey,
in here that got some insight on this, man.
I mean, what
mainly Mikey.
is there to say about it?
Look, we got
out there right now.
Hold on. We got a late boy.
We got late boy. We got Astro coming in as soon as the
Okay.
popping up.
Shit, I'm here right now.
There you go.
Yeah, you late. We just did the intro.
It's all good.
Yeah, I saw it. My bad. I was in the shower.
But yeah, Mikey, go ahead. You want to speak on that at all? Or
I mean,
speak on the things that's been happening?
Okay, I'll just summarize exactly what's happening. A lot of
Yeah.
people are getting sexual assault allegations thrown at them. I think one of the founders of the FGC got a sexual assault allegation thrown at him, and most of the top Smash players is coming out with sexual assault allegations and pedophilia and so forth. So
and racial stuff going on as well. Because the whole thing with Mike Z and FGM, even though Mike Z for some reason is getting a few passes from some people, and I'm not sure why.
What did he do?
He basically the whole George Floyd thing. George Floyd.
I can't breathe shit.
He said that on stream and tried to joke about it. He literally like thought about it, like an actual thought on the stream, and thought it was a good idea. He said that was the word right there. That's what I should have said. And so he did it, and now he's an idiot for that. Oh, and don't forget, what do you know about this one? Chris G.
nah.
Who was that?
Chris G.
I know Chris G is, but I don't know what he said. What
Don't
did he
tell
do?
me Chris G in that shit, man. Don't do this.
Well, Chris G got outed too because of how fucking negative he is towards black women. Did you not see that?
What did he say?
fuck
That's
no.
true.
What
That is true.
did
Can't
he
fuck with
say,
that. I can't
bro?
fuck with him no more. Hell
Bro,
no.
What do you say about our queens, man?
Well, yeah, Tommy Sotomayor. That's what you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Or what do you say?
Yeah, anything you can think of, bro. Basically, he thinks they're pretty much incompetent, especially when it comes to the FGC, or just video games in general. Which
Dang.
he is an idiot for.
So he mad. So he mad because black women don't take him serious for being a pro fighting game player.
One way of putting it.
I don't know, bro. It sounds like that could be the
that's
problem.
basically what it
though,
sound
bro.
like.
It could be the problem. I'm not going.
That's basically what it sound. That's basically what it sound like to keep it buck.
It's
It
one
sound
way
like
of saying. It's one way of saying it for sure.
So what did the big dude do? The wizard guy, Mr. Wizard,
Yeah.
whatever his name. Yeah.
Basically,
Fuck him too.
It's so much going on because it's not just him, and it's not just the person that he victimized, but also what the victim did to other people as well.
Wait,
So it
he
kind of
victimized somebody, and then the victim victimized somebody as well. So it was like a chain.
it's not in them, but they basically all did some shit back then. But like in a domino effect, it's all coming out one by one.
Damn. And then he stepped down. He don't work there no more, right?
He didn't step down, and they cut him off.
Oh, they fired his ass. Okay, cool. That's even
So-
better. I'm very happy about that.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
like, what is the
I will-
future, what is the future of Evo from this? Like, is it coming
Well,
back? Y'all think?
Well,
It's
it's
not
definitely
coming back.
canceled.
Not
Next
coming.
year, but I don't really care.
We can't really say what's going to happen for next year. I mean, honestly, we can't really say what's going to happen next year for a lot of events.
Yeah, for a lot of things in general.
Most of the majors.
But as far as it coming back because
So,
of this, not
because-
necessarily COVID.
Hold on.
Hold on,
Oh,
So what'd you say?
I was gonna say as far as it coming back because of situations like this, not COVID. You know what I mean?
I'm just talking about general statement because it's literally everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, it's additive.
Well, I mean, it's-
It's definitely additive.
Y'all know what is happening to Evo?
What?
Because they took Mortal Kombat out.
They were in there. Shut up.
They took Mortal Kombat out the first time, bro. That's why everything.
Anyway,
Tournament. Hush up.
The rap
anyway,
of Mortal
Anyway.
Kombat is coming back.
Yeah. Anyway,
The rap of Mortal Kombat.
let's ignore
I-
it.
I have two different perspectives
You
as far
don't
as
fuck
like
with NetherRealm, bro.
I have two different perspectives as far as fighting game tournaments. And we were actually talking about this recently with a couple of friends of mine who do go to FGC tournaments. A lot of the local folks are like connected with other groups to plan on going to smaller events, like they used to. So I highly doubt that the FGC itself is going to really suffer as far as tournaments or events goes. Evo probably is going to have to do a very hard like PR run if they ever want to get back into the limelight that they used to. But the big problem, in my opinion, isn't necessarily is Evo canceled because of this situation. The main issue, in my opinion, is still the whole COVID nonsense. You know what I mean?
It was online.
Yeah, but it was an
even
tournament.
Well, I mean, online aside, because we still don't know how well that would have done. You know what I mean? There's a chance that probably would have been a great, tremendous flop. But
but it's been people hosting mass online tournaments prior to COVID. Like that shit's been popping right now. I don't think it's gonna stop shit.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the main issue isn't necessarily with the allegations that's going on now. It's the COVID, because people are still, like you said, they're still hosting tournaments and stuff like that, and people are still planning events for the future, regardless of what's going on. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Evo, I feel like Evo's biggest thing is having like an actual physical event. Like, I don't know what the numbers would have brought in with that being online. I saw so many people already stepping out because it was switching strictly to online. Like, how many fucking fighting games do you know are notorious for bad netcode, regardless?
I was surprised Street Fighter, when I entered, Street Fighter kept on with the Capcom Pro Tour.
Yeah, that's true.
And it wasn't really that bad, even though I was upset about the fact that I'm on PC. I had to fight somebody that was on PS4, and his CD ejected right before the round started. And I was like, man, this is the type of
how though? Like,
I don't know.
How do you
know? He probably had like the first generation of the PS4, and I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't care about that, bro. I didn't pay no money. It was free, but it was the fact that shit happens.
That's crazy.
I'm thinking the connection was bad, but the fact that your CD ejected, I'm like,
I've never in the history of PS4.
I'm thankful for the opportunity to even participate in the Capcom Pro Tour, like even if it's online. But
be honest, bro, that old PlayStation, it seemed like that CD drive is just janky as hell, to be honest. So it probably did eject.
No, not a probably. It did eject.
It did eject, bro. They got that on PS4.
No, okay. I thought you was trying to say like that's dude excuse, but you don't know for sure. It really did. Yeah, like, it's believable. Yeah.
Worst problem with that.
I believed him all right. Me on PC and him on PS4. I didn't think no shit like that could happen.
But what all right, but if Evo did come back, would y'all watch it again?
No.
No more.
Fuck Mr. Wizard.
Fuck Mr.
He was
Wizard.
already.
I respect that opinion. I get it.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Miz is not there anymore. So
would you? No more. So I'm not finna shit on the FGC just because one dude's fuck up. Like I can't do that.
Would y'all watch Smash again?
No.
I would probably
them niggas stink, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's more people that ain't get called out in that Smash.
Hey, I just heard what Greg said.
Did you not see the list?
Yeah, I seen the list, and I know it's some more.
Smash Bros. Players stink.
When I saw Nario up there, I'm like, what?
I wasn't.
What? You got all that money, you can't buy no esports hoes. You fucking with man.
But no, back on topic.
If Senpai's name is up there, bro, I can believe anything now.
Yo,
like,
yeah.
So who watching it?
Yeah, who watching Smash? If
nobody watched that shit, man.
Nobody watching it.
Not like
Smash Bros. Players stink.
Are supporting Wiz himself, since now he is officially gone from the organization itself. They resigned him. He was gone. They got somebody else. What was his name? Tony or something. They got him to do it now to be the CEO.
I'm sorry y'all talked about this before me because I did have questions.
None of y'all fucking niggas said if y'all go watch it or not.
I said no.
Literally all said no.
Y'all said no.
Literally everybody said no.
Anyway, nobody cared. Like
I literally just said I'll watch it. I literally just said I'll watch it.
That's one.
You will or you did?
Will watch Evo.
No, just
No, I'm
Smash.
talking about he said
Not
Smash.
Evo, just
He
Smash.
said Smash.
Watch
Oh no,
Smash.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'll
really
still
care
watch
for it like I used to.
Anything that has to do with fighting games, I'll take interest into watching it. That's just my thing. I like to watch fighting games. I mean, regardless of how I'm playing them.
You wouldn't watch it?
I mean, me too, but I'm skipping Smash.
I don't care for it anymore to really watch enough.
What about Evo in general? Y'all watching Evo in general?
I watch it in general. I mean, we already know Sonic Fox beating the fuck out of everybody anyway, so why the fuck it matter?
Yeah, I'm watching.
In Mortal Kombat, and
I
he
don't know
lost
about
the
that.
fighters.
I'll probably watch that.
He ain't beat nobody in Tekken.
I mean, honestly, when he lose, he win because he just gonna go back next year and beat more ass.
He
I do have a.
He low key the people's champ. I ain't gonna hold you.
He
Yeah,
the people
he
that
is.
fucks with Sonic Fox, but in Tekken, bro, he got a giant hill to climb, bro. He got to beat Koreans, Pakistanis, and Japanese. Like them niggas.
That don't mean nothing.
Gotta beat,
That man is gonna be elite at one point in time out of nowhere. It's gonna be
Them
crazy.
niggas got 20 years of Tekken experience, bro. Be safe. And it's 50 characters with 100 moves apiece, and you got to dissect every single matchup and remember all the matchups about Evo next year.
I ain't gonna lie. I will only watch.
That's the one thing about.
I will only watch Evo if one of y'all like if one of y'all watching and send me a link. But other than that, I don't care too much about Evo.
You mean like watching?
I never really. Well, you don't play that many different fighting games in general, so I understand why you.
It's just I don't care about it no more. I did care about Evo back in the day. I used to watch Street Fighter Evo.
But I mean, like how many?
About it right now.
How many of the like actual fighting gamers, do you actually keep up on though? Because like if you don't really care about anybody,
I don't keep up with no pro fighting gamers. I just play the game. Like it don't matter about how many fighting games I play. I just don't keep up with specific fighting game players. Like that's not my thing.
Them the niggas right there that make up your tier list and balance changes though.
That's cool. That's cool and all. But
if you wanna know who's about to get nerfed or buffed, watch Evo or any like pro fighting game tournament the year before. You gonna find out.
That's true.
Easy.
Yeah, he's right.
That's true.
He's right.
Which
That's
brings
cool.
which you know what? Now I ain't gonna start.
Hold on. I do have one question. I do have one question for y'all though, because like I came in late, so I don't know if y'all already talked about this shit though.
no, we ain't talking about that when you came in.
Oh, okay. Word.
You came in right at the intro, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I did want to ask y'all, like, what's y'all interpretation on, like, the allegations that are going around? Because it seems like the FGC community, even when it comes to, like, from motherfuckers, like the locals, all the way up to, like, Maximilian when they're addressing it, it seems like a lot of people are very upset when it comes to, like, the idea of being canceled. But it seems like they don't really understand exactly why it's there to begin with. So how do y'all feel about that?
With being canceled?
About being
Or just how the fighting game community is taking that ideology, because it seems
FGC being canceled.
What's up?
You mean about the FGC being canceled?
The FGC.
No. About people in the FGC reacting to the whole cancel culture thing, because it seems like that's been like a trending topic ever since. Not just Mr. Wiz, but multiple like allegations have been coming out in the
How
FGC.
exactly are they reacting? Because I don't actually know.
I've seen people basically belittle cancel culture and say that, there's a better way of handling things and being canceled is toxic. I've seen people understand that, something has to happen with all of this stuff going on, but it seems like the main thing that I've noticed when it comes to the FGC community is that people are so individualistic when it comes to their approach in it that there's no real accountability or responsibility for when something happens in the community. Everybody thinks that it should be treated like an isolated incident, and the whole overall FGC should suffer from it because it's
pretty much like it's crazy because he's not wrong, because the amount of people that have like all these accusations and allegations and the people around that know about them, they usually wait until they are called for to even say something about it.
And some of them are even using these allegations just to build views. Like it was somebody recently who fucking waited until like their subscriptions like went up like another couple thousand before they even started talking about it. And even once they started talking about it, they did it on live for streams. Like, bro, like they're literally using they're using this shit for like clout. You feel me?
Yeah,
and that's the type of shit that
It's really fucked up. Like,
Yeah, and that's the type of shit right there that I'm saying when it comes to like how the FGC looks at certain things, but they feel like a lot of the stuff that people do or we allow people to do in our community, that it should just be passed off as just one person. But it's like, okay, we can't do that if every time something happens, it shuts down whole tournaments for us. You know what I'm saying?
I think that I'm in the camp of there is a better way to do it other than cancel them, and the better way is take them to jail. Like that is, people
definitely
need to go to jail.
Definitely.
That's the better way. I don't care about none of this Twitter stuff. Take them to jail. That's where they belong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
My whole thing is, I feel like the reason why cancel culture exists, and it's not even fucking cancel culture. In all honesty, my opinion on that shit is the people who call it cancel culture and look at it that way, they don't realize that the shit happens because you have a privilege that you're fucking abusing. You're abusing the privilege of people bringing content, or you bringing content to us and us accepting it, and you're literally doing things that are affecting us, but you want to get mad when we don't want to fuck with you anymore. That's what it means to be canceled. But it doesn't mean like, oh, we're fucking up your pockets. It just means we're not paying attention to you anymore and your pockets are hurting because of it. Like, it gotta happen, you feel me?
But like,
well, that's gonna be hard to do if everybody's really trying to the reason.
Well, what I was getting at was, the thing is, we do need a way of holding people accountable, but because we don't have a good way of holding them accountable, like Carnage said, sending their ass to jail like it should be, right now they're going to have to settle on the fact that we're not fucking with you overall. Like the whole cancel thing that they're so afraid of, that's going to have to happen until we find like a proper way of actually.
But like, nobody really afraid of it. Like, that's the problem.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
The companies are.
Companies
are
very afraid of it. Singular people
that like
don't
can't
care.
have to go to the police for them to go to jail.
But that goes back to my individual mindset that I was talking about before, though, Carnage. Like, people in the community, they're so individualistic that they say, okay, because of all the shit that's going on, it's not my problem because I didn't do it.
Kenny, LTG's a perfect example. He's literally a perfect example, because what happened after him and Ciro? He literally went back to streaming. Yeah, he didn't even leave. One of his accounts on YouTube, he got 2 accounts on YouTube. One of his accounts on YouTube was suspended for like a week, and so he was streaming off his other one, and followers still migrated to that one. Once the older one came back up, migrators moved back to that one, and what happened like a day or two later? A donation stream over 2K bands. Rody, you can you remember that one?
No, yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
So they've been trying to cancel that man for the longest.
The thing. I mean, I don't think there's actually a way to even cancel this man. This man has his own brand.
He has
that's what I'm saying.
Following.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying about like the whole cancel ideology. It's not that you're actually canceled. It's just the people who were fucking with you before, they just decide to stop fucking with you. But like, if people are rocking with you, there is no way of really getting canceled. But if you get called out on some shit, some real grimy shit like fucking kids, molesting people, or your cons are like death traps. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're as big as him, the amount of people that are going to be against him is going to be the same amount who's going to fight back.
Exactly, bro. That's what
definitely.
I'm saying. Like, look at our fucking president, dog. Look at all the shit that we know about him, and he's still our leader of the country. Like, people gonna keep batting for them no matter what you say they did. Like, it's never gonna stop.
But when it comes to like I said, companies being afraid of cancel culture, mostly they're afraid of it because when it comes to public perception, that matters to them. But the FGC, in my opinion, on an individual level, there are just way too many people who just don't understand what's at stake, like, and they don't care because it's still new to them. But yeah, I mean, it seems that's my thing. I feel like people just need to understand that when you say shit or do shit, don't get mad when people hold you accountable for it. And don't get mad if people literally go down your shit. If you're saying insensitive jokes about a man who passed away recently due to bogus circumstances, or if you're saying like sexist jokes and stuff on a stream, and obviously the majority of the fan base in a game that you're playing is going to be LGBT skullgirls, for example, like, don't expect people to just give you a pass just because you're joking about it,
Okay, so I was gonna ask you what you meant by this whole thing. So basically, you're saying like if you do or say something insensitive that can possibly get you canceled, don't be upset that you getting canceled.
That too, or mainly that. Like, don't
be sorry for like
at
your
some point your fucking your actions are eventually going to come back up. You honestly can't be upset about that.
You can't. And not to mention, go ahead. Yeah. No, I want to listen what you were trying to ask me.
Nah, basically what I was getting from what you was talking about earlier, you mentioned Maximilian Dew reacting, and I'm like, he was reacting to the stuff like, you know what I mean, don't come to me with this type of shit. Like, he would be bothered with it. Like, I thought that's what you meant, like, when it came
to... No, I was just using him as an example. I was just using him as an example of people on different levels in the FGC who spoke on the issue.
Okay.
You know, because there were a lot of people who were upset with how, quote, cancel culture handles things in the FGC, and a lot of people think that, oh, cancel culture is ruining the FGC, but it's like, how is holding people accountable for stuff cancel culture, especially considering that the FGC tends to be very biased when it comes to these things. You know, not to mention, another thing that gets me mad is that people don't realize that a lot of people who are like top streamers and YouTubers, like, you think these people don't have PR teams? You can't just go off on an apology and say, oh, he apologized, it's okay now. It's like, okay, but what about his behavior? Has it changed?
And we ain't gonna act like the internet don't give people time to change, bro. They don't.
Oh no doubt. But at the end of the day, that's what argument. But at the end of the day,
time to change. What about Doja Cat? They gave her like 2 days. They canceled her for 2 days, like 3 days.
No, what I'm saying is they not like, if once you give an apology, they not gonna give you no time to change until they just say, yeah, you fake. We never ever gonna support you again. You can't change.
But sometimes they only apologize because they got caught.
Well, no, that's not even it. Because nobody's gonna accept the apology. You want to know why they're not gonna accept the apology? Because it'll be too fucking late. They only will do an apology, huh?
Exactly.
Hold on. No, they're only doing an apology once they get caught. If they had apologized way back then when the incident had first started and took accountability for themselves and others as well, it probably wouldn't have been as big of a problem, and everybody would have accepted their apology.
I'm not talking about the apology though.
Or if we weren't the first ones to bring it up, and then it turns out it's something that's been existing for like months or years.
Well, that's my
point. But hold on though. The one thing that a lot of people tend to forget when it comes to this shit is, yeah, sure, they're not going to be forgiven just because they give an apology. But when it comes to like companies, brands, labels, or anything of that matter, if you can't weather the storm, because it's going to come, people are going to be mad at you. You got to let people be mad at you. But if you can't go through it and get over the fact that people are going to look at you differently for a while, like, you deserve that. You get what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck did you think people were going to do? Like, if I'm selling fucking t-shirts to black people, when I go around telling black people I don't think Black Lives Matter, and people stop buying my t-shirts, but then I change my mind later on because I understand what Black Lives Matter mean, that doesn't mean that I should expect black people to start buying my t-shirts again.
At least not immediately. It's a slow process when it comes to a change. And I'll get to a certain person who's about that. What do you think? I'm not sure if you saw my tweets and my posts about it on Facebook, but a certain FGC person in our city. Well, I think I did post in the Discord, but we'll get to him later because this literally follows up on him.
Okay, go ahead.
I just think with that whole situation, that's kind of goes back to the Doja Cat part of it. It's kind of how they did B. Simone and Desi Banks. They got canceled for 2 weeks. Most people followed them again, and now they're back popular. Me, I unfollow both of them. Fuck both of them. That's how I feel. Especially the B. Simone joint. Wow, though, like, you literally plagiarized Pinterest posts and put it in a book for $40. You a scammer, ho? That's what you are.
All that shit too. She was like, I'm not dating nobody that's not entrepreneur.
You not dating no man 9 to 5. Then you had an interview come out about how you said LGBT and then you made a joke about it, BLT. Like, bro, yo, you can't be insensitive and then get mad when people hold you accountable for being insensitive.
Exactly.
That's all.
It's not about like, oh, we're not gonna give you a chance. Girl, you're only apologizing because you got caught. It's like with kids. Kids only, like, if they do something bad, they're only apologizing because they do something bad.
Exactly.
Back to what I was saying about the time to change. Like, people cancel. Like, you got to realize people cancel normal people as well. They have literally ruined normal people's lives. How do you give somebody time to change without and you ruin their whole life?
Magic, though.
That's different.
Most of them are racist.
That's not cancel culture. Those people who go out of their way to like fucking ruin people's relationships, ruin people's lives, ruin people's jobs. Okay, for example, if somebody
cancel culture. That's a branch. That's cancel culture.
No. It's definitely something that happens that we associate with cancel culture. But what I'm saying about like cancel culture in itself is essentially supposed to be people not fucking with them publicly. We just so happen to associate the things that people do. Like, for example, like if you see some lady saying some racist shit and people find their fucking apartments, find their jobs, and they report them and they lose their jobs, yeah, we associate that with cancel culture. But in all honesty, if you really want to keep it a buck, it's nothing more than fucking harassment. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing with, like, they fucking go in the
is cancel culture not harassment?
Look. Cancel culture.
Let me break down what cancel culture do on Twitter. They go under all your posts and comment what you did wrong. Every last one of them. Is that not harassment?
I know that, but I'm just saying that, like, there is something that we do that is cancel culture, such as when it comes to brands. Us not fucking with the brands anymore, not buying their products, not paying attention to their PR. That right there in itself is what's supposed to be cancel culture. When people say racist shit online or say racist shit or do stuff to people and the public finds out about it, yeah, you know, your job finds out about it, you're supposed to lose your job. But that toxic shit where people are like sending death threats, you know, fucking hounding them or like harassing them and stuff, that's not supposed to be a part of cancel culture, but it's something that we got to deal with because it's there. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I get that it's not the intent, but it happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. It's like with protests. We're not supposed to riot, but it's definitely going to happen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's still
the only citizens I see like getting canceled are the old white ladies who yell at black people, who they should get their lives ruined, who go on racist tirades for no reason.
Or at least it's
those
not even
people deserve it.
It's not even that we should ruin their lives. We should expose people. We should expose people, yes, but the people who are going out of their way to ruin their lives, like, that's a little different.
Man, no, they should definitely leave their
jobs and getting them fired. Like, it's
not even just their lives. Like they mess with their kids, mess with their moms, mess with their
that's going a little too much. But getting fired for me, getting them fired from a job when they could be in it.
You don't go for the kids.
Yeah, leave their family out of it, but getting them fired personally from the job to me is completely okay.
The only thing that
you don't think that fall back on the kids if they get fired,
is exactly what Connor said.
Hey, that's a consequence that they have to live with because of their
exactly.
actions.
Right, we can't be justifying getting niggas fired, bro, from like petty shit.
But you gotta remember they gonna interact with black people and people of color every day.
Petty shit, for petty things, not like that Mr. Wizard situation. 100% justified. I'm talking about freaking out at a store. Like, come on, really?
Oh no, freaking out at a store, but like calling somebody N-word, hard R, spitting in their face. The amount, I'm not talking about the like Karens that we've seen like that. Oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask, so I'm gonna throw a fit. Not those. I'm blatantly racist. I'm gonna call you a racial slur. Those women, because those women are gonna be, depending on what type of job, maybe in healthcare, taking care of a black person or anything that could affect a black or a person of color in any way. So that could be detrimental to their health or ruin the person of color that they're interacting with.
My fault. Not to mention, you got to remember that whole ideology also goes into exposing something when it comes to America that black people have been talking about and been pointing out for a while. We're just now in a generation that has the ability to now physically show evidence of what we've been saying about it. You know, if we didn't have to fucking record these ratchet ass females like basically blatantly disrespecting our entire race on camera, we wouldn't have to. But because we have to, that's the byproduct of it. You know, she loses her job, she can't feed her family because she wants to be racist. That's not our fault. But us going out of our way to harass her kids, it's like a intentional versus inadvertent thing. You know what I mean? Like, if it's inadvertent harm and it's a byproduct of her actions, that's one thing. But us directly going out and attacking like her family and stuff like that, that's where it should stop.
Yeah, like those racist kids that like got their scholarships taken away, which they should, because they're
Absolutely.
they're gonna be in college with black kids, Asian kids, whatever type of people of color, and they're old enough to know that being racist you shouldn't do that. So it's not our responsibility to give you a pass. You're old enough to know what you're doing by saying the N-word, by wearing blackface. So don't go crying on social media and begging for an apology when you know what you're doing.
There was only like one person I saw that did that. It was wilding.
Like every dude, all them people that's like was playing and like kneeling on people's necks, they all should get something done, bro.
They really thought it was just A-okay. Like, how do you think like that?
Oh, they don't think. That's the problem.
But now I was mainly just talking about the petty people, but it seemed like y'all don't care about them, so I'm okay with that. I'm fine with
Plenty
that
of people, especially a certain person that's in our city. I can't believe we got one, man.
Bro, go talk about it, bro. Speak on it. What you scared of?
All right. Well, in case y'all didn't know, there is a certain person within the scene, or he's not really in the scene anymore, but he likes to claim himself that he is, especially he's trying to make a comeback for whatever reason, but he's not come back to no events, no majors in Cincinnati whatsoever. Goes by the name of MP or MT2 Ronin or some shit like that. We just call him Ronin. He usually just goes by that. But this man for years has literally been like the last drop in a cup to spill everything, bro. Like he has the biggest anger issues. First and foremost, he's definitely a registered sex offender. I literally put the screenshot up there in the Discord. Yeah, it's bad. And I don't know what it is, but it gets bad to the point with anger issues where he would literally send death threats to a lot of people. And then there was one time where he did a suicide attempt. I'm not sure if that was real or fake. It looked fake to me, but usually I take those things kind of serious because I don't play with suicide.
Well, he was doing it for some clout or something.
Yeah, I probably. But then he tried to put that blame on everybody else for making him do some shit like that. Why? Like, we've been trying to help this man for years. Literally years. I have people who I can call right now and they would tell you, yeah, this man is a lost cause to help. There's no point in helping him. You know what's crazy?
Bro, like
I've seen his tweets. He was wilding, bro.
Yeah. His whole Twitter is retarded because first and foremost, on his Twitch, he said that he's trying to, grow and he's trying to change. Your Twitter doesn't show that.
Boy, that was like
it's literally the complete opposite of what you're trying to reflect yourself as. And it's a very bad look. Especially how the FGC is now. This can fire back on you in the worst way possible.
Yeah, he might want to deactivate that account because that shit was disgusting.
Because he on the Twitch he mentioned about bullying. He talking about I will not be bullied, I will not stand for it, da 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 da. But here he is
playing the victim.
He's literally playing the victim. Here he is starting stuff with many people that he's caused. I wouldn't say caused hurt to, but he's definitely threatened them in some way or form and brought up their kid for whatever reason. Like, no, you don't do that and not get any consequence for it. And then at some point they'll block him, and then he'll take a screenshot of that and post it on his Twitter saying, "Yup, got rid of another petty person today." And it's like, no, you literally put this on yourself. You gotta understand
like
that
a few people I know.
He's not changed at all whatsoever. I honestly wish the best for this man, but I don't think that's going to come to pass, which is sad. And what's crazy is when I first met him in a Dead or Alive tournament, we was cool, chopped it up. He beat me in tournament. I wasn't upset about it. I said, I'll probably just beat you next time, whatever it is.
Bro, what was you doing at a Dead or Alive tournament, bro?
I just wanted to play Dead or Alive. Shut up. But the point is like he didn't come up as that kind of person in person.
That's the problem.
The fact that he actually is like this on the internet, and then so happens to be that same kind of person in real life towards some people, and actually threatened to shoot up the arcade that we go to. Then no.
Oh my god. Legacy?
No.
Oh yeah, nigga sound, bruh.
With those screenshots that I posted on Facebook, I had to get that around to the manager at Arcade Legacy. He's he owns every single one of them. Got the word out. He pretty much said he's still banned, like through everything. This man is not going to change, and so are we. We're not going to change either. So I am following.
Cincinnati ain't even got that many fucking arcades. Why would you do that?
We have like at least a good The ones I know of, we have like at least a good 3.
Yeah, more than one.
I'm mad because like fucking Cincinnati's like FGC is like just now starting to like get solid. You know what I mean?
Ohio FGC in general, not just Cincinnati. Like even
I don't give a fuck about the rest of Ohio.
Well, he's banned from the rest of Ohio. That's the crazy part. He's banned from the rest of Ohio.
But yeah, he bogus. He bogus, and I hate
definitely
people like that because
he calls him Theo Ronan now. Theo something Ronan, but he goes by Mike.
Oh man, he got your name.
My name is
now, how do you handle a situation with a person like this?
I'm not giving him attention. Trust me, right now, the only reason I brought it up is to make people aware, like, hey, this guy is still trying to do some shit. I'm making y'all aware right now to stay far away from him. Do not fuck with him. Don't associate. Don't interact. Don't give him the fucking attention or energy that he is trying to feed off of. That's exactly what he wants.
And it's low key good. We got them receipts in the chat in case he ever do try to delete that shit and deny it,
bro. There's literally a screenshot, but I'm not trying to be that person. I screenshot enough to get these people aware about him.
You get kicked out of the FGC, bro. You trash, bro. You gotta be a terrible person.
Like when it comes to stuff like this, your skill doesn't in a fighting game. Your skill doesn't fucking matter. I respect you more of a person if you actually are a good person. Yeah, we can talk shit, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking fighting game.
Yeah, that's the main point right there.
It's just
no matter what kind of fucking
fighting game. We're not gonna fight in real life. You don't want to do that.
Oh, okay then, Mikey's getting brick over here. Calm down, boy. Calm down, bro. Is that all everybody wanted to say on this FGC stuff, man? Is anybody got
pussy? I'm just throw that out there. I don't even know who it is.
I don't like him based off his tweets, bro. He was wilding.
His face is in the Discord. You see that face, you recognize it. Don't do nothing, bro.
He looked like a bitch, to be honest with you.
Oh my god.
That was a very big emphasis on the B, bro.
He looked like the same nigga you see wearing Evisu jeans in 2020 with the extended 2X, 3X long tees, bro, with them dusty ass black forces he got in high school.
Bro, he made that video, and you know how you can watch it. It was like 25 minutes long. I ain't gonna lie, I watched it, but I was watching to see if anybody would like pull up on the real time comments. Ain't nobody showed up, so that shit fell on deaf ears, for real, for real.
You look like them creep dudes that comment under Facebook posts very sexy and then fucking send dick pics.
What the hell are emojis and
this is lady that I'm friends with Facebook with, and she posted something.
He's like a registered sex offender, bro.
He is a sex offender.
He is?
Yes. He posted something on Facebook, and all I saw the words was creepers, sexual assault, harassment, something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, because she don't even know about the FGC. She don't even know that's a thing. And I'm looking like, wait a minute, I know this dude.
That's that nigga.
How did he get in contact with her? What? It was bad, bro. If she had to call him out, you know it's real.
He looked like you could catch that nigga slipping down at Government Square, bro, coming off the 46. You know he from Avondale. Get the fuck out of here.
Is y'all done now, bro? Is y'all done?
I don't know how you got away with sex offender, bro. That man looked like one. That's weird.
Well, if you want to know from his standpoint, you can go on his Twitch and watch it. You don't have to follow. But
what's that goofy ass nigga?
I don't think what he said was true. I actually believe what he said is not true.
Wow.
So there it is. I'm sorry, I had to put it out, bro.
You talking about he got a video explaining his sex offender status?
Yes.
Yeah, he's guilty. He's guilty. That's some guilty shit.
And she said that's some guilty shit.
Yep, that's some guilty
Not
shit.
necessarily, but he
bro, if you gotta explain on Twitch,
I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'd rather listen to it.
The only reason I say that is because like if it's some shit where it's like, okay, your family know about it and you gotta explain it, that's who you gotta tell it to. But like if you gotta explain to like a community of people who don't know you personally about some shit that they probably wouldn't have even heard of unless it was something revolving around that type of shit. Like in my opinion, the only time you ever really gotta like explain that shit is like if it's really on the foul, like, and you know it wasn't your fault for real, the only people you really gonna tell is like your family. But like if you gotta explain yourself when nobody was asking, bro, that right there tell me you probably guilty, especially if you're doing it on Twitch. Like, come on, bro, you guilty.
One place you shouldn't do because Twitch does not play that.
You guilty.
What do you get charged with?
Huh?
What do you get charged with?
What do you mean?
Nigga,
What did
sexual
he get
misconduct.
charged with?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Oh, sexual
I
misconduct.
posted it in
Look in the chat.
No, you just said it, right?
Yeah.
Sexual misconduct. Okay.
That's one. Yeah, that's one of them. I'm pretty sure there's more than one charge.
It
Don't
said
just hit your ass with one.
it says corruption of a minor, sexual motivation. This was back in 2009.
Oh my god.
He was
bro.
Shit, in
I mean, he
2009.
got caught up in a No, that would be a more serious charge.
No, he
got
five
to catch a predator.
140 pounds. 9 times out of 10, that nigga was hanging out at one of them high schools trying to fuck with a young girl, and Hawkins came out on him. That's what happened.
He said Hawkins came out.
Hawkins found him. You grown, ain't you?
Man.
Get your hands up.
Hey, you don't go here no more.
All right, bro. We about to move on to the $70 games next gen topic.
I caught it.
Bullshit.
A lot of people called it. Night Scream called it.
Yeah.
You called it. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Kenny is the number one factor, bro. You got to give him credit.
Yep.
Credit was due.
I said that shit in the last podcast, nigga.
Bro, I hate y'all. I honestly want to kick y'all right now.
Yes.
I mean, I said it too. I literally said the shit.
Yeah, all three
So
of y'all
far, the
said
only
it.
people that's doing is on 2K right now, right?
Nigga, all right, listen.
Yeah.
2K, if they see 2K succeed doing that, what you think they gonna do?
Bro, they probably.
I mean, it's not even.
To be honest, they
it's
probably
not
go
out the
to
realm
proceed
of
and do it.
possibility.
Because 2K,
That's the problem.
like the people that buy 2K are sheep, so they gonna buy it anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And when companies,
they
Well,
think-
no, I hold on, wait.
Oh, you charging me
I-
$10 more?
I
for
agree
the
with the
same
sheep
shit I bought
comment,
last
but
year?
I don't agree with the other part of the comment. The thing we got to realize is the last time games changed price was over 15 years ago. Inflation has happened in every single business, including the gaming business. You haven't had a price change in 15 years.
Because we've been using Blu-ray discs the whole time. Like it ain't like they changed.
and we
Ain't
went
like
digital.
they changed. Like it's all digital now. Like
Yeah, we
damn
went
near,
digital,
or it's
like-
Blu-ray discs. It's not like
Yeah,
they
so
improving on the
It
disc.
costs more to do digital.
The issue is now is
No,
that
it shouldn't cost more to do digital. It's
don't
free.
cost more to do
It's a
digital,
download.
nigga.
yeah, it shouldn't cost more to do digital. It's just the fact that people are still buying disc is part of the problem because some people still don't have internet. You know what I'm saying? That's part of a problem there. People should have internet for free. It's something that the world needs,
Not-
honestly. But
2K
here
literally
comes digital
increasing their
different
price for no reason.
But
Like,
hold on,
literally.
I mean,
as
I
far as-
won't say
I
for no
wouldn't.
reason, but
No
inflation
reason.
happens.
Hold on. The one thing that people got to remember, especially as far as that internet comment goes, and this is the same issue we face with the whole Xbox One and PS4 and the whole DRM shit, because it's still the same problem. Like a good 40% of America doesn't have stable internet access. A good 60% of America still doesn't even have continuous electricity. There's literally a large ass portion in America that doesn't have solid electricity and they're internet dead zone. So it doesn't make any sense for you to try to market equipment. And we're not even talking about the rest of the world. The world is even less. The world has less internet accessibility and fucking electricity. So if you're trying to market something to people, and yeah, sure, video games are a luxury, but it's a luxury that's dependent on a commodity like electricity. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if you want to limit your supply to people who only have internet access as far as video games go, all you're doing is hurting your pockets. Because for one, game developers themselves get pennies on a dollar when it comes to actual video game copy sales. The rest of that shit goes towards marketing, it goes towards laws, it goes towards a bunch of other factors. So about time you divvy up how much they're actually making, it's not really that much money. $10 in inflation isn't a lot. To us it is, because spending fucking $70 on some video games is kind of ridiculous. But when you look at it on a big picture as far as where all the money goes, it really isn't.
Yeah, that's exactly why I say what it is. Inflation happens, bro. You know how most parents always be like, oh, when I was a kid, that bag of chips was 50 cents. And now the same bag of chips, even though it got more air in it and less chips, it's goddamn $1. Like why?
Bro,
$1.50.
Alright,
I literally.
I'm about to break y'all whole argument down though, real quick. Okay,
Let's see
just for 2K though. Okay, this game.
Copy and paste.
This game, no, not copy and paste. This game literally
It is,
has
though.
It is copy and paste, but
literally has transactions in it which you can buy that cost them nothing.
Microtransactions.
That cost them nothing. No,
Literally, they have no reason for the $10 increase.
You cannot inflate nothing. Now,
well, hold on.
and they make
enough
and
off
they
the
make
dumbass people that's buying these
billions,
microtransactions.
billions
Hold
on
on.
just microtransactions. Just
feel you.
microtransactions. And, no, I'm not done.
Hey,
I'm not
Hey,
done.
Carnage, after you get done, I got something for your ass. That reminds me.
Hold up.
I got something for you.
All right, cool. They make billions off of microtransactions, right? They have
Yup.
minimal
Yeah.
game development costs because it is a copy and paste game. It's
Yup.
not. It's not that they doing a lot, and they know they gonna have people buying this, so they gonna
But
make
we
their
all-
money regardless.
But we already know
And they
microtransactions.
still
Ow.
putting it up $10.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till
still
Kindle
hyping it
go.
up.
And they
Right,
still put it up to $10. People that's going to get their money regardless still put it up to $10. If
Now
that
that-
ain't greed, I don't know what you. Oh,
That's
bro.
great, bro.
That's greed.
There's no
Wait.
reason to do that.
To
Literally.
be honest, I don't think the $10 increase was a 2K thing. I honestly think that that's the price
Exactly.
They the
of
only
all of the
people
games.
doing
Hold on,
it.
let me
Everyone that did it so
let me finish. Let me
But they're
finish.
the only
Let me
announcers.
finish. I feel like they're the only ones who were able to break that, that news to people first. Mostly because I feel like it's not a 2K thing and they're up there. I feel like it's everybody. They were just the first ones to unveil that to people, and we're just thinking that it's just 2K. Because remember, I said before, before the whole fucking talk about the game price goes, I said that shit was gonna go up $10, and not because of the hardware that they use to make the games, but because of how marketing is in general. Like, it makes sense that after so long, 15 years of video games not changing price, it would go up another $10 just like it did before after a hardware change, a big hardware change at that. Because 9 times out of 10, we're probably not going to see another console for another good 10 or 15 years, and no telling how the market's going to be throughout that time either. Like, games haven't gotten cheaper to make at all. Companies just get bigger. They still hire in more people. Granted, microtransactions, in my opinion, and I think everybody can agree with me on this shit, they're bullshit. But at the same time, well, not microtransactions. Microtransactions on that scale, I feel like that shit is bullshit. But at the same time, I do know that a lot of these companies nowadays, they do stay afloat because of microtransactions. Like, when it comes to video game sales, physical copies and digital copies, the first week is the only thing that they really count, So it's like, what else are you going to do to get those games to sell the same way that they did the first week that you started releasing them? The main thing that gets people spending money on them again is normally what? It's DLC. It's DLC and content. Why do you think that they span out these fighting games? Why do you think they span out character releases over the course of a couple of months when they can just drop a pack and people can buy it once? If they stretch out these characters over a course of a couple of months, you might have people buying the game over a course of months just for specific characters. Like, it's just a business tactic. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah, that's why I say what I did. That's why I think it's not really a big issue, simply because 2K was just the first. We haven't heard anything. None of these games have pre-order prices at all. Most of the games, and this came out in an article, and I meant to drop this in the chat, but I didn't. Xbox, well, rather Microsoft, has now told their developers of third-party games, such as Assassin's Creed and other games, they need to make smart delivery possible. You only need to buy a game once for let it upgrade. 2K is not doing that. See, the thing about 2K that people aren't talking about, when you look at the screenshot of the spreadsheet of how the versions pan out, if you get the Kobe edition on Xbox One or PS4, you immediately get the standard edition of the game, and you're still only paying $99 basically. It's $100 Legend Edition. You get the standard version to upgrade like smart delivery, but you don't get everything to transfer over. Some people are being dumb enough to just wait to pay $70 because the games are separated. The games are completely different. So the issue isn't really that it's 2K trying to be greedy. It's that they're just the first one to say, these are what people have told us will be the best to sell at currently. Because once another game do that shit, then what? Is it people being greedy, or that's just a new market reset? That's what you gotta look at it like.
And ask yourself this question too: when it comes to video games being sold, when have you ever heard video games companies choosing what price that they get to sell their games at? Because like because that's not the case. Like they get besides indie studios, indie studios is different, but normally there's like a set value that games get to be released on. And depending on if you meet certain criteria, it falls into that bracket. But like if you look at games for PS4 and PS3, or not PS4 and PS, but yeah, PS4, PS3, PS2, Xbox, Xbox One, if you look at all AAA titles or commercial games or games that make it into stores, don't all games when they're released for the most part have a set price? And it's very seldom when you have a game that's underpriced on new release, but it's normally by a set amount too. It's normally by $10 or $5.
That's just being uniform. That's not. That's not a rule.
Yes, it is. Like when they sell games, you have. Yes, it is.
If it was a rule, indie studios will have to cooperate. It's not a rule. It's uniform.
No. There's criteria that needs to be met, and depending on the criteria that you meet, it falls under certain brackets that you're supposed to sell products at. It's not just with video games. It's any products. That's how they decide what's worth what and how much people should have to pay for a product.
You're getting it confused, Kenny. That's publishers doing that. Publishers is not a legal system. That's a uniform. You don't have to do that.
But who do publishers answer to when it comes to
publishers
how much they're
don't answer to anything when it comes to how much they can sell their product for. They answer to the numbers, if anything.
Bro, they answer to someone when it comes to who decides what a price of the game is.
No, look, okay. They
cannot to a board of directors, they don't answer directly to Microsoft.
They don't answer to no governmental anything. They can sell collector's editions for however much they want, and they can sell games for however much they want.
He's saying that they are meetings to set these prices.
Yeah,
he's not saying that the companies are. He's not saying Microsoft and Sony are setting them. He's just saying when the board of directors meet of what they want to, just like Microsoft and Sony right now, they having a little bidding war to see who has the bigger penis. But it's just the board of directors got to announce they shit.
That's not a criteria.
Hold on. Basically, what I'm saying is there are outside sources besides the video game developers that decide if the prices that they're trying to sell a product for are justified. They can't, sure. If they wanted to say that, I'm releasing Uncharted 20 for $600, they're gonna, when they release it, it's gonna go through somebody that says, no, you can't sell this for that much.
No, it's not.
Yes, there is. Then what's stopping video game companies for just all having stagnant prices on video game sales? Not even just that. Any sort of
nothing. Do you see Nintendo? Nothing is stopping them from doing that.
Nintendo. I don't want to get into Nintendo, but I actually have a theory on why Nintendo games don't drop in price like they do, and it's mostly because of how Nintendo's marketing is set up. But not even just video games. If you look at sales, if you look at pricing, if you look at things in general, like you can't just make a product and say, okay, I want $10 million for this product. Let's go put it on the shelf.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bust your bubble because the dude that made that one medicine and set it to $10 million. He literally did that with nobody's consent.
That's a little different because medicine in America in general is already corrupt. That's totally different.
He didn't have nobody telling him he couldn't do it. When you're talking about if you're a publisher, you're gonna have a meeting. The meeting's they gonna all say the same thing. Yeah, let's keep it at 60 like everybody else. If they really wanted to, if everybody in that room wanted to crank that up to $500, they could with nobody's consent.
Besides, the guy you talking about though, that nigga's locked up. So like, you can't.
I mean, he is, but he did it.
At the end of the day, though, but he didn't have to. But see, that's the thing that we're saying. He didn't have to answer to anybody.
I'm just saying, there's no criteria. It's no set criteria.
The fact of the matter, I mean, I don't. The criteria part, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The fact of the matter is, though, the companies have a board of directors who give them a guideline and say, this is what we will approve. Clearly at 2K, somebody has approved it to where they said the only way we will sell the next gen version of this game at its standard form is at $70.
And
that's just 2K. We cannot speak on any other company yet because they haven't said it. Even Madden hasn't even announced. EA in general. The only thing that EA did smart and why they're not saying anything about $70 is because of smart delivery. Oh, hey, if you buy it on current gen, next gen you get it free. That's why Microsoft said what they did to these developers. They want these games.
They're doing a lot of that. A lot of the video
to get, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're doing that. That's what Microsoft is, rather. Like, Sony doesn't have smart delivery like that. Only certain games will have it.
Yeah,
that's why the 2K situation is an issue, because it has no smart delivery. My player and my career for Xbox One and PS4 is nothing like it's going to be on Xbox Series X and PS5. That's why that $10 difference is there for 2K. These other games, we'll learn in the meantime.
I still can't agree with it for 2K, bro, because they made like 1.5 billion off of microtransactions. I can't agree. I
mean, I feel you, and I respect the decision, bro. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's the board of directors' choice. It sucked that we ain't really got no say so, even though we the consumer. Well, I'm the consumer. I don't know if anybody looks at 2K, so I'll be fair.
All right.
I mean, I feel like the reason why they did increase that amount to 10 is because they do look at how much money a consumer spends on an average game anyway. Because when you really think about it, even though the game's release prices are like $59, where most of us are paying more than $59 for that game, you know, whether it be a $5 DLC here, a $20 DLC pack later, or a $30 fucking extension to the video game, they take all that into account and they say, okay, if people are spending this much money on a game after a certain period of time, then obviously a $10 hike, as long as it falls in a certain criteria, people still pay for it.
Yeah, perfect example is fighting games with DLC, like Tekken. How much was season 1? How much was season 2? They're like $30 a piece. Aside from you're either paying when Tekken first released, it was like 60, or you got the
You're just using that as an example.
Oh, he said as an example. I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm using that as an example. Like, let's say for instance, when Tekken first came out, everybody paid 60 or the more if they got like different additions to it. And then when DLC was coming out, you're still costing you extra money for season passes.
I mean, and I get that, but y'all saying it like that's gonna go away if just because they increased the they gonna keep doing that.
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying that they look at how much money people spend and they see like what they consider reasonable, and obviously and I think that, in my opinion, I do think that games are going up to either $65 or at least like $70. And I feel like that the only reason why we've seen 2K talk about it first is just because they were the first ones to drop the ball without actually knowing. Because normally, if you look at the past, when video games were released, especially like the PS2 and the Xbox original, when they released the consoles, they also like showed the price of what the games would cost. Like if the game came out like a day one edition of a game, they would show the price for that game. We didn't get that this time.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying this too, though, and that's why I'm trying to clarify why I said what I did about the games. We have to understand that specifically with just 2K, they're not trying to get people to buy the next gen edition of 2K. If you look at that, I don't know if y'all have seen how the outline looks or what the case may be, but when you actually look at the outline of prices and content that you get for your money, the Mamba Forever Edition on both consoles is $100 no matter what. You get 200k VC. VC is part of their microtransactions that most people buy anyway. You're going to get 200k VC, 100k on regular Xbox One, and then another 100 once you play on next gen. So they're trying to get more people to be like, oh, well, $30 isn't too bad if I'm going to play it next gen anyway. That $70 is probably a marketing scheme to get you to just think $30 more doesn't hurt your pockets if you save up now. So that 70 might just be for now. We don't know. But again, it's only 2K until another game decides to say, oh, we're doing $70. Then, I think it'll be a good discussion again to bring up once another company announces their price.
Who y'all think gonna be the second
game? We
to
definitely can. Huh?
Who y'all think gonna be the second game to do that?
I swear to God, I want to say
any EA title.
I want to say Rockstar so bad.
I want
to say any EA title, honestly.
Rockstar's gonna probably hold off on that.
I want to say Rockstar is gonna put Red. I want to say Rockstar gonna put Red Dead 2 on PS5 for $70.
I just think any EA title.
Already 60 on PC. It's probably less than that on PC. No, they not gonna do
all
that.
this shit is less than that on PC. That is not an argument.
Still, they not about to.
But that's exactly why I said EA go down, because EA's already announced FIFA and Madden both get smart delivery. So anyway,
Lane said Call of Duty.
You gotta remember though, when video game developers look at sales and prices, they don't look at PC gaming first. PC is normally the last thing that they look at.
They shouldn't.
You know what?
Over here.
And this and coming back to this reminds me. Hey, Carnage, bro.
What's up, man?
For the past couple but in the past podcast, bro, you was talking about how Jedi Fallen Order didn't make EA no money.
That and they making podcast 5, but okay.
I don't care, bro. I'm bringing it back up, bro.
Okay.
And they making it 2. And I've been looking at the reports. I've been telling your ass that they've been making money off of that, bro.
Bro, this is what the article said back in the day. This is what they said.
You was reading it wrong then, bro.
No, I was not, nigga.
Oh, that article was lying, bro, because they was making money.
No. This is what I meant by that. They losing stock money because they didn't get microtransactions. That's what I was saying. They losing the money. I remember what I said. You tried to come at me for no reason, bro. Look at you.
Yeah, EA without microtransactions would definitely cause people to raise the eyebrow.
That's lost some stock money, billions in stock, like a couple billions of dollars in stock.
Nah, my part just went out. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember what EA now.
EA without microtransactions would definitely cause people to raise their eyebrows. That's what they
was. They fell like 5.3% because of that game.
Yeah, they stocks, but I don't think
that's what I meant by losing the money.
They made a lot.
That's billions of dollars, my nigga. That's 5.3% for them is billions.
Yeah, but I don't think a game directly affects your stock.
It did. It literally did.
Sometimes your stock just dropped.
Nigga, bruh, your stock don't just drop 5.3%. Your stock just don't do that.
Bro, if a AAA title flopping can cause your company to go into bankruptcy, yes, it fucking can affect your stocks. Like some game companies go.
This game didn't flop and it sold well.
So it didn't flop. He's not saying that the game flopped. He's saying that like because they didn't have microtransactions, the people who had stocks invested in them when they didn't have microtransactions, they thought the game wasn't going to earn as much money as they usually do using microtransactions. That's how you lose. That's what he means about losing.
Yeah, they lost billions in stocks, my God.
You got to remember when it comes to economics, when they say lose money, they really mean the amount of money that they're not gaining, that they projected that they were gonna gain.
He is making a 2 though, so I guess they got some people that's passionate about the project, which is good. I'm not mad at that. I don't care about EA losing money for real. That game was good, so I'm just saying they lost billions of dollars. That's it. I'm very happy that game was great. I hope the next one is great. Fuck EA, I don't care about them.
Video game companies need to learn that single player games are never going to be at stake. And it seems like every time they come out,
it's all about Respawn.
Man,
what about what?
Respawn made good game.
Did Respawn? Who did Anthem?
About Respawn?
Nah, that was that was
all EA. And I think that was the BioShock developers too.
BioWare.
BioWare. There you go. My bad.
You got it. Never mind. I thought it was the people that did Anthem. All right, you got it. I ain't gonna shit on them.
Fuck Anthem too, though.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. I think we all got that sentiment.
Gameplay was fun, but the execution on it was just like not there.
Yeah. Boring in game, nothing there.
I feel like
that game was terrible.
I'm hoping with a lot of the new engine features that we've been seeing with the PS5, and I'm hoping that video game developers start taking into account the importance of single-player games a lot more. Because if you're gonna go out of your way to upgrade not only graphics but like how you play a video game, you should definitely focus on creating games that allow players to be more immersed as well. But I just feel like the PS4 and Xbox One era, was a very bad era for single player games.
What?
I feel like it was a terrible.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
Yes,
and the
you
reason
are
why,
crazy.
And the reason, hold on. Let me explain. The reason why I say that is because let me finish. The reason why I say that is because if you look at like Xbox 360 and PS3, it was like the prime of online gaming when it came to that generation of consoles, right? But you can still name a handful of titles that were solid, like solid first, like single player experiences, you know. But it wasn't like it was a commodity. But I feel like for Xbox One and PS4, we had a lot of like decent single player experiences. But I feel like companies were just shitting on single player games for so long. Think about what they said about fucking God of War. You know, before God of War came out, they were surprised that single player games were still as popular as they are. How are you surprised?
You know what? I think you taking one statement and generalizing it. EA said that.
I'm not trying to get too in depth in it right now.
EA is the only company that said that.
But if you look at how other video game companies have been handling game development, and not even that, if you look at marketing too, if you look at how like first-person video games have been marketed compared to like multiplayer games, like multiplayer games got way more attention, and I get it because in the long run they last a hell of a lot longer. But if you're only focused on video games because of how long you can pump money out of it, but you're not really focused on like as far as video game culture, what the game itself does for the gamers, in my opinion, I think you're missing the point on why you're making video games to begin with. Yeah, having a cool ass multiplayer game is fun for everybody who's playing it, and that's nice, but I never want to get away from the root of why we play video games to begin with. And having solid single player games, in my opinion, is what does it. And I feel like when it comes to video game consoles, me personally, I feel like they need to have stronger single player games than they have multiplayer games.
All right, hold on.
You know what I mean?
Just one question.
What's up?
Man. What has Sony did this generation multiplayer wise? All right, answer that real quick.
Sony specifically?
Yeah, just Sony specifically.
Took into Call of Duty and Destiny, Activision.
I'm talking about them. I'm talking about their studios. Just Sony studios. Yeah.
The only multiplayer exclusives that I know of from Sony that I remember was like fucking. Wait, does Uncharted's like multiplayer count?
Yeah, that anything with multiplayer. It's also gonna count on the single player side too as well. So just name it multiplayer.
I can think of Killzone, Last of Us, which is basically just fucking Uncharted. Gran Turismo. What the fuck was the name of that other game? It was a racing game. God damn, y'all don't play.
Rocket League? No, that wasn't it.
Shit. Red Out? I don't know.
Nah,
Drive Club? I don't know.
Yeah. You talking about GT Sport?
Yeah. Drive Club.
Was it Drive Club? I think it was Drive Club.
Yeah,
what happened to that?
Drive Club.
It got closed down.
Drive Club. It did.
Didn't even say 14 already?
Yeah, it was Drive Club. It was Drive Club.
I think
so
that's
okay. That's fine.
I think that's Bodie saying that we need to.
Nah, that's not me saying that we need to wrap it up. I wasn't paying attention to none of this conversation.
All right, we got 5, Kenny.
All right, as far as I already fucking said Gran Turismo.
Y'all say Last of Us?
Top 5 racing games?
Yeah, I put no, not racing games. I put Last of Us and Uncharted together because they're basically one.
Oh well, shit, we had 4. I didn't know you put them together.
I ain't about to cheat on that.
What's the question?
Street Fighter 5.
Just name all the Sony made multiplayer games.
Yeah.
What
kind of Street Fighter 5 is not a Sony made multiplayer game. Stop it.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm really just naming like Sony exclusives.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm about to say we're talking about Sony exclusives.
Have many multiplayer exclusives?
Definitely putting Gran Turismo in there.
We got it. We got 4. We up to 4.
Yeah, I put Gran Turismo. I put Gran Turismo in there. I go that Bloodborne. That's the Sony exclusive.
That is a multiplayer game. 5 right there.
That multiplayer was. That's from software.
Hold up, Mo. You said multiplayer games? Nigga, you can name all the anime fighters.
No, games with multiplayer features.
Just multiplayer features.
Calm down, Wody.
That is true.
Calm down.
That is true. But I'll leave those alone. Fucking Knack.
Knack didn't have multiplayer.
Well, it was a Sony exclusive.
I'm just talking about multiplayer games.
I don't want to name them bum ass fuck. Well, they not bum ass games. I ain't gonna disrespect them like that. But I ain't gonna name the games that I know for a fact that we can fucking play.
All right, so what? So right now we got a solid 5. Okay, before we even get too far. Okay, cool. Now it's PlayStation 4 generation been going on what 8-7 years. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 5 multiplayer games in 7 to 8 years. All right. Okay, now single player games.
Just the ones that I named though.
And 3 of those games has single player in it as well. Okay, so now name all the Sony first party single player games. You see,
Spider-Man count?
Yes, it's single player. It's first party.
Second Son.
Oh, but that's 2 right there. Last of Us 2, Death Stranding. God
of War.
That's the thing. I'm not saying that like exclusive wise. I'm not saying that they didn't have them. I'm just saying as far as like attention goes, they never really got the same amount of love. Like for example,
nigga, they the only ones breaking sales records.
But let's say for example, Sony. If we're just talking exclusives, what are some franchises that Sony has that are single player games that got no love for an entire fucking console generation? That's like Sony exclusive, like Ratchet and Clank. Got love when Sony first started releasing, the PS4s, but then you didn't really see that much of it towards the rest of the.
Why you want them to crank out games and they just announced
it's not that I want them to crank out games. It's that nigga, you know how long we had the fucking PS4? It's been a long time. It's been
8 to 7 years. Yes, it has, because they was working on something else. That studio wasn't making Ratchet and Clank still.
But when a game comes out, why is it that you never hear about the IPs afterwards? Like Infamous, for example. Infamous was a really good fucking, like PlayStation fucking title. It was exclusive. It was dope, especially in PS3. And then when it came out with Infamous 2, but did we see any of that shit get the same attention when the Second Son Infamous came out? It came out as like, one of the first year games that dropped. But after that, it got no fucking love for the rest of its fucking time period.
That's how single player games is, though. That's how they are.
No, they didn't used to be that way, though.
Nigga, yes, they did.
When was the last time you seen a single player game get a third installment?
A single player game get a third installment? Skyrim.
Mass Effect.
Skyrim.
Mass Effect, yeah, definitely. No, multiplayer was on Mass Effect 2, I think.
Skyrim. Facts.
No, but it was a single player experience with a single player story. You can't play with others in the story. The multiplayer is only like as a separate thing. It's an entire separate disc.
Skyrim is PS3 and Xbox 360 era though, so you can't use that.
Why not?
I mean, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Oblivion, those were all single player. They were not multiplayer. ESO has now given them a reason to not go back single player because ESO just gets content updates. They now have a game that is single and multi, but the other ones were all single.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not doubting fucking Skyrim, but remember I said before that 360 era and PS3 era actually had pretty fucking solid single player games.
All right, so but what you saying is to compare something that came out in the PS4 era. I cannot do that because I cannot see the future.
I wasn't even trying to tell you to compare it to keep it a buck with you. All I'm saying is in PS5 era, I would prefer them to pay more attention on single player games. To be like God of War, like come on, like God of War didn't need DLC, it didn't need any other fucking expansions to it. It was a good, solid single player experience that people loved, and they loved it for what it was. Like,
what about Crysis? Crysis had 3 games.
I mean, it's hella like
Crysis don't count. Crysis is special in the game too.
It's more single player good games than it's multiplayer good games. Like I don't know what you arguing about. Like I mean, because I don't know. I just feel like as far as promotion goes, and as far as gaming company goes, I feel like their biggest thing is to try to make that big multiplayer game that they can keep pumping money out of, instead of making those single player games that will last a lot longer. You know what I mean? You keep
and at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not saying that single player games are gonna. I mean, because that's a part of it.
I keep hearing you say like the marketing and shit, like
actually,
the single player games is getting low. But once the first month or so, nigga, nobody paying for commercials for a one and done game no more.
Another one that you could probably put on there at first when it first came out on PS2 was Devil May Cry 3. That was That was definitely like the peak of this.
But
any Capcom hack and slash game right there.
Yeah, but PS2 era though, like that's damn near everything was fucking single player, and if it had multiplayer, you were like, oh shit, what's this? You know what I mean?
Are you saying
like
that
PS3?
are you saying that we don't have a lot of classics this generation?
Co-op or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to say it like game companies aren't trying to produce single players, because I know they are. I just feel like as far as quality goes, compared to what we're used to with single player games, I just feel like they've definitely been lacking the past couple of years when it came to PS4.
Okay, I see. All right, now I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm not doubting that, because like if you really want to count all of the video games that have been created, yeah, there have been more than enough single player games versus multiplayer games. That's a fact. I'm just talking about as far as like which ones actually got that good quality label of love.
That
you know
classic
what I mean?
label, bro. Okay, I get what you're saying now. All right.
The shit I know they can do because we've seen it before. And we don't ask for much when it comes to these games. Like God of War, in all honesty, God of War wasn't even like they didn't need to do anything new. They just polished the shit.
They changed they changed it into Dark Souls fighting.
No, because that fighting style was actually the same combat system that they planned on originally using before, but they just brought it back. Like that's all that was. That's the same combat system that they originally planned on using in God of War, but then he saw it in Resident Evil 4 and he decided on not using it. So gameplay wise, they've always been good with gameplay. Polished. Story wise, story has always been good. Polished. Like God of War was a good ass fucking game, but they didn't need to break the mold in order to deliver that to us. You get what I'm saying?
But shit, innovation ain't bad though.
I'm not saying it is. That's why I'm saying I know they can do it. We're not asking for much for the single player games. I'm not asking for much for the single player games. I just feel like the past couple of years when it comes to Sony, or not even just Sony, the past couple of years when it comes to video games, AAA titles, I just feel like I haven't got it.
How y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like it ain't been no classics this gen, like single player joints? Anybody?
I really like Infamous Second Son. I bought a.
Yeah. We talking about this Sony or we talking about
period?
It's been classic.
I think it was pretty far because it was like a launch for PS4.
From this gen. Mine's is definitely Witcher. That's my classic.
Yeah, Witcher classic.
That game take an eternity to beat.
Single player wise,
whatever you define.
Second Son was good, but I don't think it's a classic.
It's not, and I love Infamous. That game was not a classic.
Well, which one?
Did I beat it?
What's up?
I had second.
You said how many
times we beat it? I only beat it twice.
Second Son, I beat it 3 times.
I beat it. You gotta beat it 3 times. You got
3.
Oh,
I wanted to platinum it.
Well, that and like they got the middle road. You got the good side, and you have the dark side.
Middle. There's a middle.
I like Strider.
There's a middle. I thought you had to eventually choose a side.
2D indie.
Yeah, you had to choose a side, either good or bad.
Yeah.
If you didn't choose, if you choose a little bit of good, you just got to keep going good because it's gonna be too late to try to go evil. It won't let you even pick it.
Yeah.
At some point in the game, it will just like.
When I say real, I just mean like that one playthrough you do where you pretty much do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like what you literally like what you would do, like you would. That's the one he talking about.
Yeah, like anything. Yeah, it's like when you play fucking KOTOR. Like you got that light side, then you got the dark side, and then you got the one side where you help motherfuckers, and then you force choking niggas the next time you turn.
I mean, this ain't Shadow the Hedgehog or nothing, bro. I mean,
hey, Shadow the Hedgehog was that shit. But what is y'all classics though? Damn.
There's plenty of them.
Single
what came out now?
I say Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, that was a banger. That was a fucking.
No.
Are we talking about that game? That was my game.
We still talking Cry 5 is ridiculous.
Single player game. Yeah.
For me, I guess I'll go.
Sony exclusive single player game.
Yeah, let's go in order actually. Yeah, that's what
say
because it's on PC right now.
Nah, because Kingdom Hearts disappointed me and Final Fantasy 15.
Let's go.
What about Spider-Man PS4?
Last Guardian was a classic to me.
If y'all niggas shut up and let's go in order, y'all. Damn, I can't hear nobody.
Organizing.
Astro, you go first, nigga.
I guess it like faded out, so I'll go first. So let's see. My classics, I would say The Last Guardian was definitely a classic.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Bloodborne was definitely a classic.
All right.
What else we got? Fucking Devil May Cry 5 was definitely a fucking classic as well. I want to say, what's up, Devil May Cry 5?
Because I'm pretty sure on PC the same time it came out on PS4, right?
No. We're not doing console exclusives. We're just doing single player games for this generation in general.
Just like console exclusives. Go ahead, my bad.
No, well, I only play PS4 right now, so that's
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's see. We got fucking we got The Last Guardian. For me, was a classic. Devil May Cry 5 was a classic. Bloodborne was a classic, in my opinion. I want to say Dark Souls 3 was definitely more of a classic than Bloodborne, but Bloodborne was my personal favorite, so I'm gonna just throw that out there as the only, that's what I'm talking here. I can't give it to fucking Fallout though. I want to, but I can't.
You can't at all. You right. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh yeah, that shouldn't even be mentioned, bro. That Fallout fell out. If you know what I mean. That was a bad.
It wasn't bad. It was mediocre. It's just not. It wasn't bad. It's just not no classic.
It wasn't good.
It was good. It was okay.
I'm gonna throw Metal Gear Solid 5 on there, just because that's like the last fucking Goji Shinkawa Metal Gear game we got.
That's the last Metal Gear we got. Period.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Like last fucking Goji Shinkawa Metal Gear. That's it. I'm gonna throw that.
Yeah, that's the last one we got. Period. He been in part of all of them.
They made was that dumbass survival zombie shit.
That don't count. That ain't Metal Gear. That don't count.
He ain't made no sense. Period.
Yoji Shinkawa ain't work on Revengeance.
I mean,
he didn't work on Revengeance. He didn't work on there's a few Metal Gears.
Yeah, but when you say Metal Gear, I'm thinking Solid.
He didn't work on Acid. I know that. That's a damn show.
I'm thinking Solid.
Yeah, but like my last one, I guess I'll just. The last one I'm gonna put up there is fucking Final Fantasy 15.
Okay. All right, Kendall, go ahead.
You ain't put a 7 on there?
Nah, hell no, because that game already came out before.
Yeah, but that's the new. It's still like they added new stuff to it and everything. I thought that.
It in my opinion, it ain't no different than pulling. I don't know. I feel like they built that game from Final Fantasy 15, which is cool, and I'm not knocking that. But 15 wasn't original. Like I can't give it to 7 because I already played 7 before. I'm talking about new games, like new this console games.
All right, well, look, this my list. Everything that he said plus 7.
All right. All right, go ahead, Killer Rex.
I ain't thinking no more right now. So, but he named a lot of stuff that I would have thought of. So everything he said plus 7.
Oh, you wanna? Hey, Kendall, you wanna switch out You wanna switch out my Bloodborne for your Dark Souls?
I'm adding Dark Souls 3 on it. I'm adding both of them classics.
Okay. All right, bet.
Go ahead, Killer Rex.
My first one. Oh shit, I forgot. How far are we going back? Just PS4 and Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yeah, PS4 Xbox One. Single player.
I put Doom Eternal up there. I fuck with that. I really fuck with Dying Light. I don't know if y'all fuck with that, but when it first came out, I was really fucking with that shit. It was kind of like mixed with like Dead Island mechanics, mixed with parkour and that shit.
So that's what Dead Island should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn, I fuck with the Spider-Man PS4. That was like the main. I was surprised they gave it to Insomniac. The last couple of Spider-Man games, that shit won it. The last one I'll say that was pretty decent was Spider-Man Web of Shadows, that created a lot of mechanics. Most of the Spider-Mans use like.
Man, I wish they brought that game back.
The one main mechanic I liked about that shit is where you can switch between the suits like in any given moment, switch up the combos and put them together and type shit. So yeah, I say that. God of War, you already said that, and we can put the same shit or no? Cause you said most of this shit.
Yeah, it's yours. It's your list.
Devil May Cry 5. I would say Last of Us. I ain't that type of person, but fuck that shit. That shit was on PS3 and they remastered it, so that really don't count.
Yeah.
Shit. Trying to think. Ain't really shit really come out because I really be on. I was on Xbox. I was on PS4 for a minute.
Can name Xbox
Yeah,
games?
you're right. Ain't shit come out for Xbox.
I can't think of no Xbox.
Everything on Xbox got
think of
canceled.
none.
Scalebound, Fable,
Yup.
all that shit.
They need
got
to continue that shit, bro.
Fuck
We
them
need that
niggas.
Scalebound, bro.
Scalebound,
I love that
bro.
smoke right
We
there.
need
Man. I love
that.
that smoke right there.
hate these niggas, man.
Hey,
Take too much shit away.
Horizon was your watered down Scalebound. There you go.
Woo. All right, did you done, Rex?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, you go ahead and go, bro.
Final Fantasy 15. Because I damn near cried at the end when they're. You know what? Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Oh, I got one more. My bad. Near Automata. I forgot one.
I
Automata, my bad.
Go ahead. Right, I forgot about that shit. That shit was a
Near
banger.
Automata. That shit was fire.
What happened?
Near Automata.
Oh, yeah.
With B2 or B12,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's on
the
Steam
name
right
is.
now.
Hey Kendall, you got to beat that game eventually, bro. That game almost got spoiled.
I know, and I almost intentionally spoiled something for you down the
Oh,
future.
I forgot another one. Sekiro. Oh shit.
Oh, we ain't mentioned Sekiro.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. shit.
That throw that on mine too.
I figure somebody would though.
I still ain't play it.
Yeah, Sekiro is probably one of my favorite.
It was fucked up. I'm
Single
gonna
player
get Ghost of Tsushima before I get Sekiro.
Yeah,
Man,
you play
different
stoned
games.
for that. You ought to get stoned for that.
Damn, nigga. Jesus Christ.
Why are you so hostile?
All right, keep going, Wody, man. No, keep going, bro.
Alright, Final Fantasy 15. You know what I mean? I gave y'all the reason why. God of War, because that story was fire. That's the only story, like,
Better
this gen. You said what?
No, go ahead.
What the fuck? Anyways, I like the story because the story fucking was a lot different than everybody else's story, and the story was real enticing, and it left me with a lot more questions and a lot
Made
more.
you wanna
It
be
gave
a
me a lot of
father?
answers.
Thor.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of answers that I wanted to hear. So yeah, that was a good ass story. I'll say Infamous Second Son because it was the first joint and actually made me play the game twice. Devil May Cry 5, it made me play the game more than once. Single player games don't do that. Spider-Man PS4 because the story was fire and I actually want to go back and play that game again. So yeah, them was my classes.
Oh,
Hey, hold up real quick. Hey, Wody ain't mentioned that, God of War made him want to be a stepdaddy, bro.
Damn, bro. I forgot
Definitely
that's
didn't.
where he got his joint, bro.
Who's next?
That definitely didn't do that, bro.
Wody, are you done? You done, Wody?
I was cool on people with kids even while I was playing that game, bro. I was like, bro, I just made me never want to have kids. This nigga disrespectful. I'll be his ass.
Are you done, Wody, nigga?
Yeah, that'd be it. That'd be ain't nothing
He
else.
said, what if you pull that? You ain't my daddy anyway.
All right, nice screen. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, nice screen.
Fuck you too, nigga. You're not my
We only
son.
doing single player, right?
Yeah, we only doing single player games right now.
Y'all done pretty much named all of them, so I ain't gonna repeat, but I am gonna add one that none of y'all said, and I'm gonna say Persona 5.
I never played any of the Persona games.
This is what I'll tell y'all.
Night
If you
Dream,
ever play
I'm gonna be
Persona
real
5,
play
man,
Persona
I'm
5.
I'm glad
Hold
you
up, man. I
mentioned
can't hear
No.
nobody.
I'm gonna be completely 100 with you, bro. I wish you could see my face because I don't give the slightest fuck.
Exactly.
About Persona 5 right now.
I don't know
wrong with
nothing
y'all?
at all.
And that's fine, but I mean, not everybody is a great anime fan nor a big
Bruh, see?
JRPG fan. So I mean,
I'm not saying I'm not an anime
Nah,
fan.
man,
I
don't
just
give him
give
no
a fuck
credit,
about
man.
Persona.
Mikey whack, man. Mikey garbage
I
for
just
not
don't give a
liking
fuck
that
about
game.
You ain't playing Mikey, you a hoe.
That's just like me trying to get to
Yeah,
tell
go ahead and
people
get stoned,
actually
Kendall.
good, no matter how many
You
episodes
getting
there are.
stoned.
Yeah.
You
And
ain't
I don't
playing.
want to do all that. But yeah, man, I would just add Persona 5. That
So
really
is
would
Persona
be the
5
only
a
other
turn-based
game.
I wish he saw my face.
Yeah, but
Persona
it's like
5
a
is-
lot
yeah,
of
it's-
turn-based game though.
Oh,
It's basically it comes from
Persona.
the Atlas. It's basically Shin Megami Tensei. It's the same company. If you've ever played Shin Megami Tensei or watched that, it's the exact same company that made that game. It's in the exact
Wait,
realm
what?
of Shin Megami Tensei.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, fucking Persona is Shin Megami Tensei. It's Shin Megami Tensei Persona.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it that way. That's why I said it that way, because some people don't know they're the same thing. So
Yeah. Well, some people don't know fucking what Shin Megami Tensei is in general, especially in this era.
I knew
Shin
it.
Megami Tensei is. Imagine if Final Fantasy released Final Fantasy, like let's say they put an attachment on it, Final Fantasy Oracle series, and but you see it as Oracle, and it's just like Oracle 1, Oracle 2, but it's like its own story inside of the Final Fantasy universe, or created by the Final Fantasy team. Shin Megami Tensei is they got their Shin Megami Tensei games, but every game that branches off in Shin Megami Tensei essentially uses their own format. It has like the same like imagine Pokemon, but Pokemon had like different versions of it, but it still had like the same creatures. It's just they might be used differently in different games. Like some of them they might be allies. Some like they'll have different realities. Some of them will have like different like it's just man. There are JRPGs you got to get invested into. Like if you really want to like know all about it, it's a lot of fucking content. But it's just
it's literally a lot, and it's turn based. So basically, the way it works is that you know how mythology works in lore. You know, you have all your gods, you have your Hercules, your Thor, things like that.
Those are Donald and Goofy, and
they got all of them.
Talk about
they have those kind of mythological creatures in the game that you can use to help you win battles, and it's turn based, but it's very, very fun. It's a very, very good story. It even just got a definitive version, which kind of cleared some things up. They had a homosexual issue in the game where there's two homosexual guys, and they made a really, really weird comment to a high schooler. They had to take that out, and they made the game a lot less farmable. So and they added more content. It's a very fun game if you like turn-based games and you actually want to get into something new.
And even if you don't like
on Twitch, Apple always streams it. That's one person I would tell you watch it do it. He is so invested into that shit. Otherwise, I would just tell you.
And even if you don't like turn-based games, Persona 5 is such an easy game setup that like anybody can pretty much enjoy that shit. It's not like one of those
that shit today and be straight.
Yeah. And it's one of it's a good game. And the only reason why I didn't name it on my list is because I knew somebody else would.
And what if they didn't?
They would.
Nice Cream.
Oh no, I was naming that shit even if y'all did name it.
Is that the only one you wanted to put back in there? Nice Cream?
To add?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, everybody else said everything else, so I mean, yeah, it really ain't no harping.
I got one question about Persona.
I low-key want to skip Mikey because he said fuck Persona, but Mikey, go ahead, man.
Somebody said
I'll answer your question
about Persona.
After Mikey goes.
Yeah, let Mikey go first. Go ahead.
Classics.
No, he said fuck Persona, fuck this nigga.
I'm very inclined to agree with you, but I'm a fair man.
My punish will be I won't be in the next podcast.
Go, nigga, go, bro.
All right. Classics for me so far in 2020. I'm definitely putting Streets of Rage 4 in that mix. That's for damn. Yeah. Streets of Rage 4.
Never played it.
Oh man, fuck you.
It's okay.
It's a nice nostalgia.
Okay.
It's definitely.
Yeah, that's really it. But otherwise, it's just okay.
Can I put some fan-made games in there?
You can put whatever is a classic to you, bro.
They don't count.
They don't.
Mikey has no game.
What you about to
radio. Man, put whatever you want to put in, man.
Fuck it. But Streets of Rage 4. My bad. Just had it in my goddamn head. Spider-Man. Definitely Spider-Man. I went back and played that. Crash Bandicoot. Crash Team Racing.
Dare say the insane. I was about to say you go ahead and finish.
Crash Team Racing is what I meant to say.
Oh, that's a remake too. Now that don't even count, bro. Them both.
What's wrong with
me as fuck, nigga?
Why doesn't it count?
It's a remaster
with extra stuff added into it.
What same damn game? With glitches.
Why is it not? Why? The first game had glitches.
You know we're talking about.
You can skip an entire map. Matter of fact, you can do a drift circle at the start of the finish line and win.
You can do that in the first game.
You know we're talking about single players, though, right?
Oh, yeah,
what we talking about?
I just named 2 multiplayers. You're absolutely right. That's my fault.
Yeah.
All right.
He don't play games.
Let me ring that back.
Hold on, who said that? I don't know real.
No, I said what we talking about.
We talking about classic place.
Single player
games. You going next?
Single player game.
Yeah, single player joint.
Mega Man 0/ZX Legacy Collection. That one.
But that's a remake, so you can't use that.
It's not.
How he on a nostalgia trip right now? In 20 years, nostalgia trip.
How is it a remake? Explain to me how it's a remake.
I vote the stupidest nigga
Hold on. We're naming games for Xbox
generation.
4 generation and Xbox One generation and PS4 generation.
I'm pretty sure this is on a PS4 and Xbox One.
No, it was, but the game
We talking about
Nigga,
nigga,
no remakes.
This generation.
PS4.
Yeah, it originated on Game Boy Color though, or Game Boy Advance though. Like
Now it's
you
on
can't use it.
PS4. There you go.
It's on Switch too. It's on Switch too.
You know what? Just let him use it, man. I don't care.
Got no
You're on a
game.
nostalgia trip right now.
Your Honor.
No game.
I don't care no more.
Yeah, like I want to play just the AAA shit.
Just go ahead and say it.
Mikey, you gotta remember my point in all this to begin with was
Kakarot. I'm gonna put that on there since I want to talk about single player games. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
But Kakarot is a classic. You lost your damn mind.
Yeah, you gotta go.
This is why I keep Mikey on the podcast. Right? He got some weird ass
Telling us he
opinions.
ain't play no games this year.
Classic. I don't
I
care. Classic.
He hasn't been playing games. He ain't even beat that. You beat that game.
Yes.
Took you a while.
It don't even matter though.
It's
We
hot
all know
garbage.
Dragon Ball Z. As soon as you put the game in, you beat it.
He on a nostalgia trip this generation right now.
And hold on. Cody, I meant to ask Cody, why can't I say the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy? Is it because of a remake?
Yes, nigga, them old ass games. Like,
But listen though, it's not a remake though. It's a remaster, ain't it?
it's a remaster.
We had this.
But it was remade from the ground up, so I guess it counts as
So
both.
does the Resident Evil games count
But
that
it's the
they
same exact
remake?
game.
Yeah, them Resident Evil games clean. Them remakes.
Played those. You can put that on your list.
I want to let this be known since I'm the person who started this shit. I want to let it be known that, mind you, we're talking about not only single player games, but we're also talking about games that were released as single player from just these generations. So in all honesty, I don't think that remakes or remasters count, me personally, but we're gonna let some of them slide. You know, like, but it might, because you can't put a game that was a classic before back on this generation as a classic. That's why I didn't say Final Fantasy VII, because Final Fantasy VII at one point was already a classic. You know what I mean? So it's like just putting it back on the list as a classic again isn't really like fair to like the games that originated in this generation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So even a remake to even an altered story, you don't count as a classic.
Like, I would no. It has to be a game that was its first time being released and created. It has to be this generation.
Okay.
So remasters and remakes are retro games, basically.
I wouldn't count them. I mean, new stories, new content. I don't care if they added in a new feature or they changed up the story a little bit. If the game originated in another generation and they're just updating it, it don't count.
Okay. All right. I get that now. But we just talking about like for current gen, like PS4 and Xbox One, or
Yes,
because my main argument was that I didn't think that this generation had that strong of single player games for the whole generation. That was my argument.
Got you. Now I understand. Thank you for clarifying that instead of going all woody on me and yelling at me for whatever reason.
You don't like them remasters and remakes.
Hey,
I'm Black Mother on you.
Be perfect, bro.
All right. Now let me start over then. Definitely God of War. I'm definitely putting it on the market right there. Let me hold on. One more question. What about 2D platforms like Sonic, something like that?
That'll work.
Came out this year. I mean, this
all right.
Sonic Mania count. Sonic Mania count. I like that one.
Okay. Sonic Mania. I was going to say because it does have multiplayer, but it's got stuff like single player and stuff.
But but some of us don't know about it.
All right.
Yeah, Sonic. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So God of War, Sonic Mania. I still go back to play Spider-Man 2018. Definitely for sure. Damn, what all did I play?
Shit, Rex, you might be right.
Right now.
It's not that I don't play games. It's just I play so many of them. I can't recall what all I play.
We're literally
Jet Set Radio Future Online, yo.
Go ahead and throw that fan made game on. You want to throw that in there so damn bad.
You said you really no fan made games. Walter, you said no fan made games.
Yeah, but that's what you wanted to throw in there. You really would have thrown it. He waited, bro. He wanted to so bad.
Nah, you said no fan made games, so I
The
came.
man was like, bro, they got a new Jet Set Radio Future online. I'm like, nah.
Oh, okay. I need something to play in between the times that other games are coming out.
You right.
All right, bro.
Damn.
What about Neo? Y'all think that's a classic? Neo?
They already named their stuff.
Yeah,
Neo is a classic.
I didn't
yeah.
name my stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Hold on, specifically Neo 2. Like you gotta
Neo
let
2.
Nope, Neo
Nah,
1.
y'all-
Neo 1 is
y'all
the
wild.
classic too, though, but
Y'all wild.
they both classics.
But go ahead, Mikey. We still ain't getting nothing but 2 games out your ass, nigga.
all right. Damn. Keep talking. Shut the fuck up.
I know.
Saudi.
Damn.
You mentioned another old ass game, bro. We stoning you.
Kingdom Hearts 3. I will say the DLC got me back into it, and I still play it.
Okay.
That game was fun.
To me, it was fun. Story. We're not going to talk about the story, but gameplay, I do like the game.
It was a solid game.
Never beat it, but it was fun.
What did I say? Spider-Man, God of War,
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts 3, and I said something else.
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania was that 4, and I think I said Dragon Ball Z Kakarot at first. Yeah, I actually do like that game. I still go back to play it sometimes.
I'm gonna try it out eventually.
And that's your classics for this generation.
For now,
All right.
at least those are the games that I can at least readily remember at some point to bring up, like the games that I played. But like I said, I have so many. Like you got to look at my fucking library on Switch, PC, Xbox.
You in a gaming podcast. We all play a lot of games.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying you get that sometimes you get so many games to play and stuff like that you can't remember or recall a lot of them, right?
That's true.
Yeah, no, I mean we all took our time figuring it out. The only reason why most people had theirs a little bit faster is because when one person started, everybody else is still thinking.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I think we just caught you off guard because you started going down memory lane and shit, and you had to reiterate what you was thinking about.
Well, I had to get some clarification on what y'all was talking about as far as this list.
And by the way, I want to say this about that Jet Set Radio Online, man. I hate Sega.
You hate what?
I hate Sega.
Sega?
Yeah.
Sega.
What did Sega do?
You know what the
simple fact that Jet Set Radio Online, the simple fact that Jet Set Radio Online was such a fun game and it wasn't made by Sega pisses me off.
I mean, I can get that. I thought you meant they did something to it, bro. Yeah,
I agree. That's why I hate
They didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything.
That's the problem.
Well, I mean, because Sega, come on, bro. Jet Set Radio was one of the first games that came out on the Xbox when it first launched. They didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know what to do online about that game.
Man, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter about the online part. I mean, as far as them not doing anything with the IP in general. They said, Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, they weren't going to do shit with it. The problem with Sega right now is that they have a whole bunch of IPs and money and don't know what to do with it.
You said the problem with Sega, right? You said the problem with Sega right now is they got a whole lot of bitches in their studio.
Well, that is also a thing.
That sounds like Google to me.
I definitely integrate that into them. That's literally the Sega's biggest problem. They're hoarders when it comes to this shit. You have all this stuff, but you don't know how to dish it out. You have to find a way to execute. And then what's crazy? They kind of know how to execute it because whenever Sega puts out most games that Sega puts out, it ends up being good. But why can't
every word you saying, I'm replacing it with Sega a bitch, and they know they a bitch, and they full of shit.
I'm not disagreeing with
shit.
I'm not disagreeing with
hate. That man got anger. He got hate towards Sega.
If you played Jet Set Radio, you will understand, bro. If you grew up with Jet Set Radio, you will understand. Matter of fact, scratch that. Not even Jet Set Radio. If you see how these motherfuckers treat their IPs that are not fucking Sonic, bro, you'd want to square up with these niggas because they got the nerve and audacity to still make games like they just.
And they be ass.
Sonic just runs, bro. Like I don't need 13 different editions of this nigga running through rings. Like, come on, bro. Give me some of what I had before. But let's talk about Phantasy Star Universe, for example. Phantasy Star Universe released in Japan in 2004, or Phantasy Star Online too. It released in Japan in like what, 2015, 2016, and we still haven't gotten a full fucking workable port over here, and it's 2020.
Yeah, blame Sega for that one. Blame Sega for literally not like the fucking launcher is so bad on PC. Like
it's Sony's fault.
I haven't touched that game in a while because of the launcher. Honestly, it had a lot better. I mean, come on. I got like some pretty good specs on my PC, but the launcher kind of just fucks that up.
And it's not just you. It's a lot of people in the U.S.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, my problem at the end of the day when it comes to Sony is, once more, if this game was released in like 2015, 2016, like they knew what the issues were. Like, how the fuck can you still not fucking fix this shit like 4 or 5 years later? Like, bro, you got no excuses. None.
I mean, it got bad to the point where people had to literally make their own, the Phantasy Star Online 2 tweak to make sure the launcher work. Like, you had fans do that, and that's why I appreciate the fans more than the actual companies or the people that even, what was his name, Christian Whitehead. This man didn't do nothing with Sega, made his own fan-made Sonic game, and then got hired by Sega to fix it. Like, how do you what?
Who was old dude who fucking fixed Street Fighter's netcode and they sued that nigga?
I don't know, but
sued him.
Yeah,
he fixed their fucking netcode and they sued him.
Like, Capcom is.
I hate Capcom, bro.
They ain't shit for that.
Yeah,
these companies are ignorant.
Somebody do you some justice and you sue him.
Let me put this out here too. Phantasy Star Universe 2 was released on Microsoft Windows in 2012 in Japan. Yeah. They got no excuse. That's 8 years. They have no excuse. None. 8 years. My kids are in college now, bro.
Y'all think the Nintendo Switch got any classics?
Oh hell
yeah!
Astral Chain.
Hold on. Let Jarrell do his list, man. I really want to see his list because he don't play games.
Did you do Spider-Man yet?
Hold on. A list about what?
What is your classic single player games this generation, man?
Did you beat Spider-Man on a higher difficulty?
Hold on, Mikey. Let him run this list. Let him run this list. I want to see how many Batman.
What are we talking about this generation? Like
PS4, Xbox One,
and Nintendo Switch.
No
classic
Switch.
games.
No Switch.
Yeah,
why not
Switch?
Why not?
Games.
Because
we not listening to Kenny. Go ahead. Put your things.
Classic games on PS4 for me. God of War.
Okay.
The Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Forgot about that shit.
What else came out? Last of Us Part 2. No, that just came out, but what else? I don't remember really any games. Like, that's 2016
you sure
for real.
You don't want to throw the 3 Batman games on there? I know that's what you want to do.
You know what? Those are not classics, but what else?
You just made them all.
Nah, I say Arkham Asylum is a classic.
I would say
everybody started copying and erasing what they were doing.
That's a classic, yeah. Just
or Arkham City. Are we considering PS3 too?
Oh shit, that was on P3. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you say that. Like,
okay.
We talking about games in this. You know what y'all missed though? You know what?
That's all I get. I don't really remember any games for real.
All right, I'm gonna go with mine real quick, man. I'm gonna go Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm
trying to repress everything Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna go with the Shadow of War games.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Shadow of War games.
Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, both of them. What else I'm gonna go with?
Monster Hunter World?
Nah, that's multiplayer.
Oh yeah, good point. You're right.
I kind of left one off too. The Witcher was really fucking good though.
Witcher, I was about to put that in there. Witcher 3. Zelda Breath of the Wild, even though I haven't played it, I know that's a goat-ass game. That game is amazing. Yeah, that's a really good game. And my last two that I don't think nobody else said was GTA and Red Dead Redemption. I don't know why nobody put those on there.
Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2?
They got more.
Man, fuck Red Dead Redemption 2, man.
Them separate.
I forgot about Red Dead.
I know they got good ass generation. I know.
Yeah, them separate.
GTA was PS3, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit, you right,
That bitch
man.
been out for a minute.
I can't even remember. It's on fucking hella shit.
It's
Now.
hot.
Red Dead Redemption 2 then. And yeah, that's my list.
Wait, I didn't hear your list. I just literally just came back to the bike. What?
Nigga, I added Zelda, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, Red Dead 2. Shit, what else did I add?
Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Night Scream Skater first, but I was gonna add that Witcher 3. And I forgot the other game that I fucking added that fast.
For some reason, I just want to call
Black
your
Flag.
list.
There we go, Black Flag.
Oh, Black Flag.
For some reason,
Yeah,
I
that
just want
was
to call your list,
Flag.
but I have
You can play as a slave on that. I like that.
Man, you can't play as a slave. Black Flag.
Where's Persona 5?
Night Scream puts Persona 5 on there already.
Hold up, Adewale was a slave.
Yeah,
nigga, he was
he
actually-
escaped and he had like he was a part of the
'Cause
assassin
I know
heritage.
he was basically like Catcher Freeman, bro. But like, I forgot he was a slave.
He was freeing people and
I knew
shit.
he was
bro.
like Catcher Freeman. But that's what Catcher Freeman, bro.
And he could fly underwater.
And he could fly underwater, bro.
All right. Anyway, I think that's everybody's list. Oh no, I added Zelda too. My bad. I forgot about that.
He can
Oh
fly.
my gosh, this is fucking hot in my room, bruh. PC be killing me.
Bro, you
got-
gotta drop 3 on that indoor AC, bro.
I already put I already paid $100 for my AC, and I can't even use it because I got central air, which kind of don't work on up here unless I got a fan next to the air. The vent.
Now, Kenny, with all those games named, do you still feel the same way?
Yes. Because adding up every game that people have named on that list, it's less than 10.
That was not less than 10.
That was not less
Yes,
than
it was.
10.
Not at all. Was that less than
It's
10?
less than 15, but it might be like right at 11 or 12.
Yeah, it's like right, but mind you, I took out fucking Legend of Zelda because it wasn't like P4 and Xbox One. I didn't count that one. Because like if we were gonna count because
Mikey.
because I was mainly talking about like PS4 and Xbox One. Nintendo, they get a pass. They never lack when it comes to single player experiences.
Nigga.
My bad, Rex.
When does Nintendo ever lack?
Shit, we forgot about Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
forgot about
let's go
Pokemon.
ahead.
Pokemon, I put that in multiplayer because like it's one of those games where it's like, yeah,
I ain't
it has
never
a single
played
player
multiplayer on none of the Pokemons. I can't put that in there.
But
Pokemon has online battling, but the entire storyline is single player.
Yeah, that's
But
what
That's every Pokemon, though.
the purpose of the game, Pokemon, has always been to battle with your friends. That's the main reason why
I needed a damn cable to do that on Game Boy.
Oh, was this the catch up?
Yeah,
I don't know about that one though.
I wasn't doing all that, but
It's just an addition to me, boy. That's a single player
You
game.
didn't.
I mean, yeah, that was the purpose of it. But when you look at it, if you don't play online, go back to the internet side of it, it's a single player game if you can't get
Yeah,
it.
it don't hurt you. But if you look at how they market the game, the main purpose of like Pokemon is to train your Pokemon and play with you.
Supposed to have somebody with the other version. Yeah, that is how it's always been marketed.
Yeah, it's literally marketed for multiplayer, so that don't count.
I'm gonna count that.
All right.
I got one question about
But
Persona.
what's up?
Go ahead.
So let's just say I think I'm gonna decide to play it. Do I play all of them in chronological order? I don't know how to say this.
No,
Oh,
they
no,
you
separate.
don't have to.
Just play
Separate.
5, bro.
No, do
It's
not.
separate stories.
Just play 4.
No,
So they different stories for each game.
Yeah, they
Yeah, each game is its own story. It's different. Like everyone is different. They're gods, but they all exist in the same realm.
Hold on though, Night Screen, because Persona 3 and Persona 4, and I'm pretty sure Persona 5 take place in the same universe.
No, I said that. Yeah, the same realm. I just said that.
Okay, yeah, because Persona 1, you wouldn't be able to play Persona 1 like at all either. But Persona 2, like if you were a diehard fan, you'd be able to find it. But Persona 3, in my opinion, Persona 3 is probably the best one story-wise, and 5 is the best one gameplay-wise. But yeah, you can just play 5. Like if you like JRPGs or you like anime, like you'll like it. You'll like it. It's a
because now the thing is, and what they want to leak for PS5, Persona came out in 2017, and the definitive edition Persona 5 Royal just came out. What, March, February this year?
Don't tell me it's only on PS4.
Right now it is, and we don't know if it's going to port over. We don't know. They haven't announced it. Atlas has some announcement to make this summer. People want it to be Persona 6 instead of them announcing they're going to port over to PS5. So nobody knows yet.
I want it to be I want it to be that fucking Shin Megami Tensei game we were supposed to be getting that we never heard about. That's what I want.
I like Persona.
Yeah, we got hold on that shit.
That Shin Megami Tensei 5, like they literally have not said a single thing about that since the last time that they showed like that minuscule ass fucking trailer. Like, come on, bro. It is supposed to be a console release too.
All right, but
y'all fuck with the Yakuza shit,
man. We hit time, man. We hit our time.
You said what?
And we only been through 2 topics, so I appreciate y'all.
I blame Kenny.
I low-key appreciate that. So shit. We're gonna get these closing statements popping, man. Go ahead, Kenny, bro.
Follow me on Lost Astro Sheep, Lost_Astro_Sheep at Instagram. Appreciate the follows and all that shit. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Man, that's it, man. Y'all be safe out there.
Killer X. Killer X.
All right. First off, follow me on Instagram, Killer X Gen. Trying to start a YouTube shit. And then another statement: Black Lives Matter. Fuck Mr. Wizard. Before this shit even happened with that pork chop shit, that shit really was some bullshit.
Man, he still ain't apologized to pork chop.
Man, fuck that. I'm glad he gone.
Yeah.
Maybe Evo will be better.
Maybe Mr. Poke Chop can come back. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know he was 50.
That'd be nice.
I didn't know he was 50.
I didn't know he was 50 either. And he wasn't banned either. He just never got an apology.
Yeah, let him be the CEO of Evo. I think he'd do good if they let him.
That was my fault on that.
Black Lives Matter.
Back to how I used to be.
All right, Jarrell.
Black Trans Lives Matter.
Okay.
Forgot what.
Yep.
Nice screen.
Yep.
Follow me on all socials at Night Scream TV. I'm probably about to stream 2K. So yeah, come watch me stink it up. Brick houses.
Mike.
My fault, bro.
All right, guys.
Came up and I got weak.
Oh, just fuck up, nah. All right, you guys can follow me also on all social media. It's Sky Mike. You'll find me easily, and also that I still will be holding my Zybot Sundays. This coming Sunday is going to be on PC at 8. We're going to do it at 8 p.m. tonight, and also a couple more things. Don't forget that Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 just released today, and if you got the Epic Games launcher, there are 3 new games that are free. Well, not new, but they're free. Killing Floor 2, Lifeless Planet, and The Escapist 2. If you're interested in any of those games, they are free on the Epic Games launcher right now.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, man. Wody, go ahead and take it away, bro.
Subscribe and hit that bell notification if you have not already, ladies and gentlemen. It has been fun.